This right here, what you're listening to, what you're watching, is Con Carne, a Q101 podcast presented by Alex Ross Art. AlexRossArt.com. Alex Ross is, well, he's a superhero to me, but he's famous for his paintings, his rendering of superheroes across all the different comic companies. He is one of the most iconic, most impressive, most talented comic book creators of all time. One of the most talented painters, illustrators. He's the best. He has his own YouTube page at The Alex Ross. At his website, AlexRossArt.com, you'll find out about all the things going on with him right now, and it's a lot. And if you're watching, unfortunately not if you're listening, but if you're watching, here's a hint of what Alex Ross is all about.
It's Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
I'm recording this at the very beginning of April. In just 6 weeks, me and my team will be taking on Soldier Field. It's the Fight for Air Climb, something I did last month at Oakbrook Terrace Tower. Next month, the Fight for Air Climb with the American Lung Association is happening at Soldier Field. We have the stadium to ourselves. We're going to take on the stairs at Soldier Field, and I need to put a team together. You want to be part of my team? Go to fightforairclimb.org/Chicago. Now, when you get there, what you have to do is click register as a team member. Now, you could create your own team, which is cool, or you can sign up for mine. Search for Con Carne and join my team. And we'll do this. We'll help spread awareness. We'll help raise money in the fight against lung disease. Fightforairclimb.org/Chicago. Again, click on register as a team member and search for Con Carne. Let's talk a little bit about safety and security. These are things that you and I want, need, and expect. What if you knew you could always come home to a well-lighted house, knowing that you and everyone inside were safe? Or know that that package you've been waiting on, that really important package, was delivered and secured? Embrace the future of smart living. This is just a fraction of what it's all about. This will transform the way you live. This will make your home fun, safe, and awesome. Empower your home with intuitive control. Call my guy Dan at Easy Automation. Dan gave me his phone number to give to you. This is his personal phone number. When you call it, his back pocket is going to buzz, unless he has the ringer on. I bet he has vibrate on. In any event, call my guy Dan, 630-730-3728, 630-730-3728. Dan will give you a free, no-hassle quote. Or if you just want to do that online, go to easy-automation.net. This will change the way you live. This will change the way you think about your home. Easy-automation.net.
All right.
This time I mean it. Oh, my God. This time I mean it. Reed's Local is at 3017 West Belmont in Chicago in the Avondale neighborhood. Reed's Local celebrating its 10th anniversary on April 10th. We're recording this on the 4th. We're getting ahead. We're getting in front of the anniversary to celebrate. Melissa in the back seat, Joel in the front seat, the owners of Reed's Local, here to talk anniversary stuff. Thank you for sneaking out of the bar on a Thursday night, which is probably a good bar night, yeah?
Yeah, later.
Okay, so I got in. Yeah, the sun hasn't even gone down yet.
Right.
So we're still good. All right, so Reed's Local, 10th anniversary. You've got stuff planned. I want to talk about all the stuff you have planned, but I also want to talk about your existence for the past 10 years. You do a zine.
Yep.
Melissa does that.
Which is the best example of like content marketing imaginable. I used to love zines back in the day, but you do one that's specific to Reed's.
Yeah. We started it like way back in the day, like as a little kid, I used to make magazines all the time and distribute them. And so I was trying to come up with something in 2020 when we were shut down, finding ways to get content out for the bar, updates. And so I started, just using that for our menu. And it went from like a 2-page format, and now it's going to be the regular 8-page zine format. But it was the best way I could think of, the most creative way to get content out for people who weren't coming in all the time. And I do have a few customers who actually collect them, and that warms my heart.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, but, I have the format down already, so I can usually whip it up in a couple of days, like with the content.
Are you a natural writer? Do you like writing?
That was actually what I went to undergrad for, was creative writing.
Okay, so
yeah.
That said, you went to undergrad for creative writing. Here you are owning this cool bar on Belmont Street. How did that happen?
I'll let Joel tell this story.
Oh, geez. It was a long process. Melissa lived on Fletcher just around the corner, and she knows how much I love bars, and because I play music and I'd play in bars and be in bars, and she told me about this dive bar that was by our house, and I didn't believe her because I thought I knew every dive bar on the Northwest Side, but it was here, Wally's Lounge.
So you're a lifer. You're a Chicago lifer.
Well, yeah, as an adult, yes.
Okay.
And we went in, and almost immediately, Wally, everything was for sale except for his wife Irene. Everything off the wall and the building and bar were for sale. And I talked to him about it on and off for a while, and then my dad passed, Reed, and my brother and I got a little bit of money from that and my life savings as a CPS school teacher, which I was for 16 years.
And in a way, you're still kind of babysitting.
Oh, there's not much difference between teaching special ed kids in CPS and dealing with bar patrons. You're correct. It's a little more gratifying, maybe. Yeah, and in the end, when after all that happened, I had a little extra. I had some money to do it, and we got serious in talking to Wally. And after a long, almost year and a half of getting everything lined up and done, we bought the bar and renamed it after our dad, Reed.
Yeah. And if I can interject, the first time I came into the bar, before it was Reed's, when it was Wally's, I fell in love immediately. I walked in, and my grandpa used to own a bar in Jefferson Park called Mars Liquors. It closed down when I was a baby, so I never went in there, but I've seen all the pictures, heard all the stories. I walked in, it reminded me of my grandpa's bar, the same signs that are in my mom's basement. And I'm terrible at accents, so you're going to have to forgive me. But I walk in, and we're like, my roommate and I were like, can we get a tequila and orange juice? And he was like, we don't have orange juice. We're like, well, can we go to the gas station next door? We'll get our own mixers. Okay, cool. So he makes our tequila with orange juice, and we're like, can we get some ice, please? He buzzes a buzzer and goes, Irene, come downstairs, bring the ice. She comes with an ice cube tray from their freezer, because they lived upstairs, pops one cube into each glass, and just silently walks back upstairs.
That's perfect. That's exactly what you wanted.
And I was like, I love this bar so much, and Joel didn't believe me this bar existed. I'm like, it exists. I'm right here.
That's amazing. Hey, I've got to ask, is dive bar a negative term?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I mean, but truly it's kind of like lowest common denominator of a bar that isn't fancy, I guess. I mean, we consider ourselves more of a neighborhood bar than a dive bar. But yeah, if everything's not new, then you're a dive, which is different than a dump. So
I think the big difference is we mop the floors.
Yeah, bathrooms are clean.
They are. And they've got lovely hand soap. They're the same kind of buy at Target.
Yeah.
One of the many things I like about Reed's Local, it is comfortable. It is that neighborhood bar. I've never understood people who will stand outside for an hour or two in line to spend a cover charge for the privilege of drinking really expensive drinks.
Right.
This is Chicago. Reed's Local is a Chicago bar. True and true.
Thank you.
I think we saved one. I really do. I mean, there were a lot of these, especially when I moved to Chicago in 2000, there were a lot more bars like this around. And they get bought up by bar groups and restaurant groups, and those guys do a lot of great things. But keeping that comfortable, inexpensive feel is not one of them.
That inexpensive nature of Reed's, it's a big selling point. I mean, you're well known for your your combo, your special, the hams and the Old Crow.
Yeah.
Hams and a shot, $4 every day.
I mean, $4 gets you half a beer in River North.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we joked that, a couple of years ago, at 10 years, we might raise it to $5. And we're like, I think we're going to be like the Costco dive bars. There's no way we can ever raise that price.
People would...
They would freak.
They would take to the streets with pitchforks.
Yeah, probably.
How dare! Someone's getting too big for their britches on Belmont. $5 for Old Crow bourbon and hams.
We're also cash only, so we have to. I feel like you can be cash only if you keep it cheap. You know, it's a fair trade off.
I think you and Johnny's Beef are the last two things standing in Illinois that are cash only.
Yeah, there's quite a few bars still, but yeah,
Isn't
they're less and
Liars
less.
still? Or does Liars take
I know
ours?
Livewire is.
Yeah, they're cash only still.
Cash only.
So you opened 10 years ago, putting your life savings into it, which is a ballsy, ambitious, oh shit, what have I done kind of move.
Oh, definitely.
The Avondale that I'm looking at today is not the Avondale of 10 years ago.
No.
Not even close.
I mean, you really were the anchor tenant as this place. Well, Kuma's came before you.
Yeah.
But you were here at ground zero as this neighborhood took off.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, one thing I thought the neighborhood didn't have, it didn't have a Clubfoot or Gold Star or, some of those Wicker Park bars that were really iconic. And it needed a cool neighborhood bar with fun stuff going on, reasonable prices, unpretentious, just have a good time, be nice to everybody.
And that really is the secret, right?
Yeah, and that's,
just be kind.
Yeah. And we were, within about 6 months in, we started to really do well and at least be self-sufficient. And I taught for the first 3 years I owned the bar. But
I bet those were busy days.
so, yeah, they were busy. Yeah, for sure. I don't know how I did it.
Wondering, what have I done? Can I do this?
Yeah, 90-hour work weeks, But
when did you know that you were good in this neighborhood? Like the neighborhood had adopted you and you were part of the fabric?
pretty early on. Within the first year, we were pretty set. We had really loyal...
It was that instant.
Yeah, I mean, first 6 months were pretty dire. If our friends didn't show up, we might not make any money. But within the first year, I knew a lot of people from my days in bars and playing music, and people just kind of gravitated towards it,
Yeah. And I think as well as this neighborhood goes, like, even from the beginning, this is such an unpretentious neighborhood. It's such a cool, quirky neighborhood. Everyone who's come into the neighborhood, like the few businesses that were here before us that still exist, like, everyone's always been really supportive of other businesses in Avondale. Like, I don't feel there's a lot of competition between us. Like,
we all work together.
We do events with so many other businesses in the neighborhood, just so many collaborations. And yeah, I love Avondale, and I think that's part of why Reed's has been able to be what Reed's has been this whole time.
I agree.
So
it definitely makes sense. And also, there's a personality, there's a culture around Reed's. Book club's been there from the get-go.
Yep. That's almost coming up on 10 years. And like, it's the longest running book club, I think, in the city.
Is that right?
No, but I don't know any other book clubs that have been with the same OG members for 10 years. So I just like to joke it's the longest running book club in Chicago.
Did that start? Did you think, well, let's try this. This will never work? Or did you think, oh, this will be amazing?
So it actually was some of the OG members. It was actually our friend Tenny, who we've known long before we even opened Reed's. He was a big sci-fi nerd. We had some other people like Lane, Rich were some of our original members, Justine, and we all just talked about books because I was, an English major. We were all a bunch of nerds. And so we just decided to start a book club. And our first book was American Gods by Neil Gaiman. I think now we're on like 87 books that we've done with book club. Yeah. So it just kind of spawned from there. Like, it was very slow to start, just like a few of us meeting. We used to start it twice a month. Katie was Scott's future wife was one of them. And we've just all been, a bunch of the people who came from the beginning still show up. It's just like, we're just a bunch of nerds who want to read books and
read books and play games.
Yeah.
Because you have a fair assemblage of games.
Yeah, we have a bunch of board games behind the bar. We have Pinball League.
I
bubble
love
hockey.
pinball. Pinball's the greatest. Pinball,
it is so fun.
When you play pinball, I mean, whether it's the Playboy table in your space, it feels like it's physical. Like, you feel like you're doing something substantial with your life.
Yeah. Have you tried bubble hockey, though?
I'm no good. I'm no good. I think part of maturity and being an adult is recognizing your strengths and weaknesses. That's a weakness.
That's fair.
I can pinball all day long. Bubble hockey, sorry. I'll sit at the bar and watch or cheer you on. All right, so before I get into everything that's going on for the anniversary, I do want to mention this is what we call a mid-roll. Team Reads Local. I do want to mention Con Carne participating in the American Lung Association's Fight for Air Climb at Soldier Field, happening May 19th. You could be part of the team. Go to fightforairclimb.org/Chicago and click register as a team member. And from there, search Con Carne and get yourself signed up. Join me at Soldier Field. Let's have fun. Let's do good stuff. Let's raise awareness. Let's raise funds to fight lung disease. All right, that out of the way. Let's talk about Reads Local. Let's get back into this. The 10-year anniversary to celebrate, you're going big. Well, actually, before we even get there, April 12th, Smash Plastic DJ Night. Smash Plastic, recurring guest on this show, the organization. Love those guys and everything they do for Chicago music. And then an all-vinyl DJ set. And then Cool as Ice Cream, the 90s as we remember them, featuring you.
That's me and Tom, the bartender you met inside.
Is he Susie Swizzle?
He is Susie Swizzle. Yeah. That's his drag queen name.
That makes perfect sense. All right.
DJ.
So that's awesome. So you've got fun stuff going on. You always have fun stuff going on.
Yeah, Thursdays and Fridays are bands or DJs, and Fridays are bands or vinyl DJs.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Then April 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, it is, I printed this up just so I could hold it up to the camera, Reads Fest.
Reads Fest.
Yeah.
Yep.
4 nights of music, 4 bands each night. Thursday the 25th, Reverse Cowboys, VInny, Cartoon Graveyard and the Basement Party on the 26th, which is a Friday. Watermelon, Everyday Specials, Headless Honchos of Ghosts and Dust. Saturday the 27th, Flesh Panthers, Miniskirt, Olivia and the Lovers, and Speed Babes. Does Jesse not like headlining?
They're old, and their fans are old, so we want them to go early. So
Is that it?
Yeah, they'll show up,
Yep.
and they'll come if they play around 9 or 10 and stay till midnight or 1, but they won't show up at 11 to see them play at 11:30.
Got it. Okay, I was wondering. And then Sunday the 28th, it's Philip Hunger, Gavin Ellis, Chase Your Tail, and the Road Soda.
Yeah, pretty much everyone who works at Reed's is on Sunday, except for the Road Soda.
I love this.
Yeah.
This is a great event.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think it's our 4th actual one. We've had 6 planned, but COVID killed one and misfortune killed the other. So we're really excited. This is a really good lineup.
So 10 years, can you believe you're here?
It's hard to believe it's here already, yeah.
Flew by.
Yeah.
So what's next? I mean, you have your groove, like, don't mess with what's working?
Yeah, pretty much. We're just going to keep going. We're going to, the thing is, Melissa and I, we work the bar. We're the bartenders a lot of the nights. So money the bar makes goes back into the bar, making it better. We're going to redo the sound system after Reads Fest. We just put money into the bar. The taps didn't work when we bought the bar. The back room is a mess. Didn't have central air.
Gotta have central air.
We just got that a couple summers. Yeah, it does. It has made it nice.
It's cold out as we're recording this, but we know what it's going to turn into.
And we use the central air in the winter because it gets full and fun in there and a lot of body heat. So
I've got the air conditioning on now.
Yeah, right.
Just because I know when people are in the car.
Yeah.
All right, so Reads Fest, cash only. Show up on those 4 nights, the 25th, 26th, 27th, and 28th. Again, the location of Reads Local is 3017 West Belmont. 10 years, here's to 10 more. Here's to 20 more. Keep doing what you do.
Thank you.
This is, like I said it at the beginning of this interview, this is a Chicago bar.
Huh?
This is quintessential Chicago in a cool neighborhood.
If you want to see what a bar looked like in Chicago in the 70s and 80s, come check it out.
And the vibe is 100% right.
Everyone's welcome. Just be nice to the people around you.
Not much to ask. Joel, Melissa, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
having us.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.